Hello, Vicky.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Yay.
How are you?
Fantastic.
Amazing, amazing. So, Vicky from sunny Cyprus, it is an honor to have you on our call. I'm sure many hundreds of and maybe thousands of FM distributors are very jealous of your story, and we're going to hear that in just a moment about how you managed to get away from this rainy UK into the sunny Cyprus. And what as a tradition, what we do on our calls, the first thing before the people start attacking you with all the questions under the sun, I would actually like to ask you to tell your story. So how did you came about to network marketing and FM? What did you do before, and what was your, reason to come to FM?
Yeah, sure. Well, for those that don't know me, I'm Vicky Austin. I'm originally from Burnley in Lancashire. You probably also tell by the accent, it's not too bad, but it can be. I live in Cyprus at the moment. I'm 32 years old. Gosh, it sounds like an AA meeting. Not that I've been to an AA meeting, of course. But the alcohol is really cheap here. It's only €1.20 for a big carton.
Oh, you're making us jealous now.
I actually got introduced to FM. I was actually in another network marketing company, and I was holding an open day at Blackburn Town Hall for local businesses to network their businesses. It was sort of my way of getting them to listen to my business. So I showed everyone the opportunity that I had, and then went round talking to everybody afterwards. I met Justina and Mel, Justina Hamilton, who showed me their perfume, and at first I thought, they're copies, they're fakes. I was like grilling her loads of questions, everything under the sun, poor thing. I don't think she'd done it long either. And she just said it wasn't for her. But then I followed up. Well, my opportunity wasn't for her. I then followed up from the open day to speak to everybody about the opportunity that I'd showed them. And Justina said that it wasn't for her. And had I thought more about FM, I was like, maybe you should come and see me and my husband, because he's an absolutely aftershave fanatic, and go through it with us. So she came round that night. She showed us the marketing plan and the Orchid Club, which she'd just shown us, and I was absolutely hooked. I was hooked from the Orchid Club onwards, and the thought of earning a guaranteed income every single month of the worldwide profits was absolutely fantastic. I was hook, line and sinker then.
Yeah.
My husband's an absolutely aftershave fanatic. Every Father's Day, birthday, Christmas, and I only actually went off the bottles, what it looked like. I didn't care what it smelled like. I just used to give him them every Christmas. It was predictable, but he used it like water. But I always got the cheaper one, which I never knew the difference until starting with FM, and probably a lot of people don't know the difference with the Eau de Parfum, Eau de Toilette, and the perfume concentrate, because the Eau de Toilette actually only lasts like 2 hours on the skin,
Yeah.
which I didn't know, into the water, scented water, compared to the Eau de Parfum and perfume, which lasts like 8 hours. And a lot of the time, if you don't wash properly, which a lot of men don't, then you can smell it, and obviously if it's that concentrated and that good. I'll tell you a little bit about my work background. I'm not actually anything to do with the beauty industry. It never interested me. I never wore makeup, hardly. I just wear it to go out because I like to look different when I go out. I never wore perfume. I must have smelled horrible. But when I left school, is I went to college. I did a public services course so that I could join the army. However, most people knew that, and not most people I knew, said, as if you're going to join the army. So I went out of my way to prove them wrong, which I do quite prove people wrong. If someone says I can't do something, I'll go out there and do it just to prove them wrong, even if I don't want to do it. So I ended up in the army just because people said I couldn't do it. I ended up as a fully trained paramedic for 4 years. Soon realised that I hated being told what to do, and an army of all places is not the place to be when you want time freedom or freedom to do what you want.
Yeah.
That I couldn't go on holiday. I was actually a member of the Army Judo team, and I was asked to fight for the military police judo team. And as I'd done martial arts all my life, so I was quite good, my staff sergeant told me that he needed me there because I was a tank driver and commander at the time. So I used to drive like an armoured ambulance, and he told me that I couldn't do it, and that, you know, he told me he needed me there. I was absolutely gutted. I had the chance to do something I loved and be paid to do it, which is what I do now. And just because he said I couldn't do it, that was it. I was absolutely gutted. I left the army to be a midwife. However, I was 21 years old. I loved the time freedom too much. Went a bit crazy. Ended up joining Ann Summers and becoming a manager for those. But you know what they are. So lovely. Selling marital toys. I did that around my community carer job in the daytime. Soon became manager, and then my first son came along. So I was breastfeeding at the time, so it was sort of really hard to get out at night times. Not that you really wanted me to go into detail, but I'd be leaking and all sorts. So I was like, I couldn't really with the targets that Ann Summers set for a manager to get my team bonus, because you only got a certain percentage of your team's downline, and there's lots of criteria to actually get your money.
Yeah.
I think which I did around my son, but that was quite a hard slog, but I did do really well. You know, putting out catalogues with my son, and out come rain, sun or snow, whatever, usually snow, as I can see on the news. I don't know what it's like, but I can see it on the news. So now I just, well, I've got lost now. So with the Clean Easy, soon realised that obviously it's a blog, and then obviously the FM came along, and it was fantastic that I could actually do it around the kids. I could do it, you know, could get my husband all the way to order to get my team commission was the one bottle of perfume, which was nearly 35 points. Well, that was easy because I just ordered my husband a bottle of aftershave and he used a bath in it.
Yeah.
Allowed us, due to being worldwide, to move to Cyprus for the past 10 months. And due to the fact that it pays us in local currency, and there's an office here in Cyprus as well, that I can trade here as well. So I go to local events, and I've done parties at local pubs, and just really got knowing the local English people in Cyprus. However, no one knows yet, apart from some local leaders that I work closely with, like Rachel Beattie, Pretty Little Things, which is aka Becky, David and Roy and yourself, that I miss the UK so much, and the incentives are fantastic in the UK, that I've decided that we're going to move back. You probably think we're mad.
Yes, 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 you are mad, we know that.
But we decided that we there's only so much sunbathing you can do, and walking around and sitting by your pool, luxurious. But FM's allowed us to have a 10-month holiday, really, and support our teams through the online internet. So really it's achievable for anybody to go out there and do anything. I mean, we've got another leader of ours, which is Angela Bradley. She's actually doing FM to stay in Cyprus and stay living here, whereas we're coming back. We're crazy. Then we've got Vicky Slattery, another leader in our team, and she's travelling the world at the moment. For this whole year, for 2013, she's travelling through all different countries. I think she might be stopping in the Philippines at some point. And she's doing FM as well. So it really is life-changing. I mean, you've seen what it's done for 2 weeks ago, what it's done for Rachel Beattie. You know, and you meet a lot of people in this business, and I've met some really good friends like Rachel and Becky and some other people. So it changes your life in a lot of different ways. It really does.
Exactly, exactly. I just wanted to, you know, to emphasize the fact for people who are on the call, and especially people who are new to FM, about how much it can change. I mean, imagine with a normal job being able to move to Cyprus for a year, then say, you know what, I'm moving back, etc. So you're so independent, and it's just amazing to hear this, you know, how you can just, you know, do whatever you want, really.
Yeah.
And Rachel is going, yay, Vicky's coming back. Cyprus didn't offer her a car incentive, so she's coming back to get a car and take over the north of UK.
I want my car. It's not as good here. It's not easy to get your car. You need. There's a lot of loopholes. It's a lot easier in UK.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, as usual, you're a leader, you're a pearl orchid leader, etc. And now, in your opinion, what do you think makes a good leader?
Someone who's not afraid to walk the walk, test new ideas all the time, and who doesn't just really just give advice, but first of all test it out themselves, gets on the ground, tests that it works, proves to everyone that it can be done, and just helping other people achieve their goals, not focusing too much on their own goals. As we all know with FM, it's all about teamwork.
Yeah.
If you help somebody achieve what they want, then you get what you're going anyway. So it's win-win really. I mean, I'm a strong believer in karma, and what goes around comes around. So do good, and the powers of the universe reward you back. So I'm quite a good believer in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, and I think that also ties in with the law of attraction as well. What you think about, that's what you will achieve. So if you think about bad stuff, you get a bunch of bad stuff. If you think about good stuff and about your goals, then that's what you achieve, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Now, another question that is always burning, in every single distributor's mind is, where do you find new customers and new people to join your team?
Well, you definitely start with your warm market, people you know. I mean, when I started, I held a home party within days. I was so excited with the help of my sponsor, Justina Hamilton. She came and helped me do a party at my house. I had no stuff. She came and brought all her stuff. From there, I introduced most of my friends and family as reps, and the ones that I didn't are now lifetime customers, as they can't complain about the quality and affordability of the products. And it really goes to show. I introduced one of my really good friends, Kerry Lee, and then she introduced somebody else because she went to have an appointment done with this lady, and then that lady introduced Rachel BT. Mm-hmm. So you got to think. I mean, I was really poorly with the twins. I was pregnant with the twins when I started with FM. I was about 2-3 months pregnant. I had a rough pregnancy, in and out of hospital, but you never ever know what's happening. While you might have difficulties, but as long as you just keep plugged in to the business, keep doing new things, going to meetings and everything, etc., then you never actually know what's happening in your business. So there was stars joining, like Rachel, without me at one point, because I was in hospital. It just goes to show the power of. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the passive income, really, isn't it? Because that attracts so many people. The fact that you can go on holiday and still see a very nice check at the end of the month, or be ill, and still get paid the same at the end of the month, whereas in a normal job, that would just not be possible, wouldn't it?
No, I'd have been sacked.
Exactly.
Talking back, or I don't get. Well, either we're talking back or being off ill.
Yeah, and Ruta is asking, how do we start FM business in a country where FM hasn't been launched yet?
What if they don't have an office?
Yeah.
Well, you just go on to fmworld.com, look for the nearest office. So say, for example, like Ireland, for example, they don't have their own office, but their nearest office is UK, and UK actually supply Ireland. So it's worth looking on the map, finding out whereabouts the places that somebody's interested, and finding the local offices around, and just contacting them all individually and giving them but there is also a little handbook that tells you which countries as well. Yeah,
absolutely. Now, this is also one of my favorite questions. What is your favorite product in FM?
Well, where do I start? I love cleaner. I've never used anything like it, and it smells so nice. I never have any streaks on my windows when I clean them anyway. Or glass table with like baby food prints. I mean, I've got twins. They're only like 16 months old now, and I've got a 5-year-old. I don't know who makes the most mess. I don't know if it's the twins or the 5-year-old, but they're all boys. They're all sticky fingers, and I have nice clear glass tables that I have to clean all the time, and the glass cleaner brings it up absolutely brilliant, and it never seems to end. either that or I don't clean enough.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Leanne is asking, what is the most effective way to motivate your team?
It's finding out what their goals and ambitions are. Again, going back to what I said before, with helping your team achieve their goals, not concentrating on your own because you'll get there anyway. Is find out what motivates them. Everybody's got that little trigger, something that they're quite passionate about, and it's just tuning into that. It might sound a bit difficult, but for example, if somebody's absolutely, I mean, we all love our kids, but if somebody really loves the kids and they want to spend every moment of every day with them, then you need to tune into that about the time freedom, and it's sort of planting little seeds to sort of help them grow.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Helen is asking, how long have you been in business and how many people in your team?
We've been in since May 2011. I had to think then. So we're coming up to our anniversary of years, and we've got just under 10,000 people. But you've got to bear in mind that they're not all personally sponsored reps. Again, you've got to split it off. So Rachel, she's probably got about at least 5,000. Then I've got other leaders; they'll have a couple of thousand. But obviously, like you said before, that all comes up to yourself. So personally sponsored, probably about, I think it's about 70, 78. But then additional ID numbers when you get further up the plan. So I'll have like maybe 20 on one, 30, 40 on another. So if you really look at the personally sponsored, because the rest is everybody else building their businesses.
Yeah, and that's how it grows, but it's a very good example as well. You just said about 70 on your first line, and maybe 20 and another 20. So let's say about 100 people, but the team is now 10,000. So very often people, when they hear the numbers, oh, 10,000, I could never introduce 10,000 people to the business. Well, you don't have to introduce 10,000 people, because the 10 people you introduce, they speak to their family and friends, and that becomes 100. That 100 speaks to their family and friends, and that becomes 1,000, and that's how it grows. This is a snowball effect, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Yeah, go on.
So that's what's always appealed to me about the networking business is obviously how you help somebody achieve their goals and you achieve your own, and that you help, say, 5 people build their business, and then you teach them to do the same, and then they teach them to do the same, and that's how it grows. So you're not actually having to work with mass amounts of people. You only have to work with, like, say, a key 5, 10 people at a time, teach them to literally duplicate yourself, and then teach them to do the same and teach them to do the same. And that's what your upline leader or ORCID will help you do with your team members as well.
Exactly, exactly. And Helen is asking another question, which I think ties in with this. She asking, when you first joined, how many people per week did you sign up?
When I first joined, it was just a couple, not a couple a week, it was just a couple of people, and then I went to every single meeting going, and then I helped them couple of people build to a couple of people again, and then came along, I did everything one market for the first 5, 6 months. It was all just one market, friends, family, and then helping them build their businesses. So I helped Kerry build, and took her to meetings or met her at meetings, helped a few of my other friends, took them to meetings, and it's all about plugging people into the meetings and opportunities, really.
Yeah, yeah. And Gemma is just saying, fantastic, such an inspiration. And Judith is asking, how is FM different from other cosmetics companies? What is their unique selling proposition?
I mean, I've never been massively into cosmetics and aftershave. You'd be better off asking my husband. But all I can see from FM is the quality of the products is fantastic, and that the perfume lasts so much longer. And I used to use another makeup brand, and I didn't realise how heavy it was on my skin until I thought it was ace. I thought it was the best thing ever. I thought it felt great. And then I tried FM. I thought, well, when this runs out, I'll try FM. So I ordered some of the FM foundation, put it on, and I didn't feel like I had makeup on. and then I sort of ran out of my FM one, and I had a little bit of my other one left, and I put it on, and I felt so sticky and so thick and so heavy. I mean, you won't understand, but the ladies were.
Oh yes, I use it every day.
I sent pictures. And it just felt horrible, whereas it didn't feel horrible before, but then it did after using the FM brand. So all I can say is it feels so natural, and that's just the makeup. And the home products, everything's so concentrated. Like I say, or either that or I just don't clean enough, because I've just got stuff that's lasting forever and ever, and it still feels full. So everything's concentrated, everything's really good quality. I mean, and if somebody says to you about, you can get the same down, this comes with the cleaning products more, people say, I can get the same in the pound shop. So, well, you go to pound shop then, love, because it's going to be, you'll buy 5 bottles to my one bottle.
Exactly.
So they've got to realise that the quality of the products is 10 times better. And I mean, I'm going to say that. People have to try it to believe it. But you'll soon realise that it is 10 times more concentrated than the high street stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you've already mentioned a few times the presentations and trainings, and how important do you think these are for your business growth and for your team growth, and why?
Well, I mean, the trainings help you get confidence in what you're selling and the opportunity, so that you know what to talk to people about. They help you meet like-minded people like yourself. They give you the knowledge and confidence to share the opportunities with others. Like I said, even when I was really poorly in my pregnancy with the twins, I never ever missed a meeting or a training. They gave me the belief in FM, the belief in the products, and the belief that if David Beavis was going to drive halfway across the country from down south to up north, just to show us these few slides for an hour and talk about FM, then it's definitely something in this perfume thing. That's all I used to think. And the more I saw the slides, the more it built my belief and drive to be in the Orchid Club and earn a percentage of like the FM's profits every month, like you show in the slides. I mean, this is achievable for anybody, and I couldn't believe what he was showing me. So obviously went out there, did my best, took everybody I knew to the, then bring their people to the meetings, and yeah, if you can plug into something, if somebody's offering something, go, do anything you can to go. If you have to get a sitter, or even if you have to take your kids. A lot of people like, FM's brilliant in that way, where even at the big Telford meetings, people take the kids. There's no other opportunity out there. They go, no kids, they're too noisy. But FM actually, it's more family orientated. They let you take your kids. They realise, there are a lot of people doing this. They're like full-time mums.
Yeah.
And it just makes it more achievable for everybody.
Yeah, I've just realized I missed one of the questions from Anne-Marie, and she's saying cost-effective products, but I often get the feedback that the perfume fragrances do not last as long despite the higher percentages. Is there a reason for this? Now, what would you say to this, Vicky?
Yeah, ours, we don't do Eau de Toilette. We don't do the lower concentrated perfumes. We only do Eau de Parfum and the Parfum. The men's are about, I think, the 16% perfume concentrate, and the women's are 20 on average. They're the perfume ones. So they last. They're obviously, if you think about it, there's more perfume oil in our perfumes, which makes them last longer. So they in other words, they're less watered down.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that when I get that question, first thing I would ask a person, I would ask them if they use it themselves. So Anne-Marie, I'm not sure, but if you use the products yourself, that gives you the confidence. When I first started, the first thing I started doing is using the products myself, so I know how long it lasts. If I put the perfume on my jumper and I got the jumper from the wardrobe a week later and I can still feel my 199, I get a pretty good confidence in the way that product lasts. So first of all, the question would be, do you actually use the product yourself? Because you should be very confident in that. Now the second thing is also the way that you present this product. So this question, again, I used to get this question a lot from the people who used to present the FM products the wrong way. if you know what I mean, where they would perhaps compare them to the brands, etc. And then the person, very often, they would expect something else, not what you're actually selling to them. Once you start selling FM perfume in an FM bottle, not anything else, then you tend to have a lot less of complaints like that it doesn't last, or there's anything wrong with it, etc. Because then people are actually purchasing the FM perfume in an FM bottle. They're absolutely happy with it. They've got no problems whatsoever. Very often when people use wrong marketing strategies for their products, very often that's when they get these complaints. Okay, and just okay. Okay, Judith is asking, how can you use the internet to build your business?
Just go onto Google and type in free advertising websites. There's Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, there's YouTube, there's Viomi, there's so many places out there. The internet is huge. You've got to remember the internet's worldwide. So you can type in literally anything. You can go on blogs, forums. There's even companies where you pay for leads, but you're better off. I mean, the less overhead you have, the better. So you're better off typing into Google free advertising websites and trying that first. But again, just start with your one market. But the Facebook and all the social networking sites are a really good place.
Yeah.
Usually all your friends, family, their friends and family are all on there, so you can usually message people on there as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Claire just said, thanks so much, lovely listening to you both, so down to earth, and can't wait to start my journey with FM. And then Amina is also chipping in for the previous question. She's saying that also people don't smell the perfume because their nose gets used to it, but others around you can smell it quite well. So again, if you put on a perfume in the morning and you could feel it as strong the whole day, that would probably drive you crazy. So that's very true. So your nose gets used to that, but if you ask other people to smell it, they usually can smell it quite well on you.
They usually say that a lot of people say, I don't know how true it is, but I tell everybody this anyway, that if you can smell the perfume yourself, that it's not a perfume for you. If you can smell it all day long, if the smell disappears, so somebody might say to you, put it on, 5 minutes later I couldn't smell it. Well, ask somebody else if they can smell it, because 9 times out of 10, yes, they'll say, yes, you absolutely smell like a horse handbag, or whatever they're going to say. But so usually if this suits you and it's good for you, usually you can't smell it. And
exactly.
That's what I usually tell a lot of people, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Leanne is saying, don't forget wardrobe fragrances, guys, makes all your clothes smell nice. Giuseppe is saying, thank you, really nice story, well done. Helen is asking, how do you word your intro to new prospects? So what would you say to a person who you meet for the first time and you're trying to tell them about FM?
I just get to know it. I mean, are you talking, if I'm speaking to, I go around to people, for example, I go around to somebody's house, the first thing I do say to them is, what do you normally wear? And then I'll look in my fragrance family group and I'll find something in the same fragrance family. It sort of breaks the ice, because I get quite nervous on face-to-face appointments. So I'll go in and I'll just quickly get my perfume kit out, show them the catalogues, and ask them what they normally wear, and then I'll try and find something in the same fragrance family and let them smell it and let them decide for themselves, if they like it. Ask what the husband normally wears and try and find something in that fragrance group, and just start it off that way. So straight away I've got them testing the products, and while they're smelling the products, I start chatting to them then about what is it they're looking for. Or they, do they have kids? Sort of try and get to know them, try and be quite friendly and not in the face, so quite relaxed. Yeah. And just finding out what they want and what they're going to do with the money, really. If they just want, they might only want, you might get, so you need to find out beforehand, like chatting to them at the beginning, as though you've not started really. While you're getting your stuff out, just chat to them. Are they looking for? Because if you go in with the big incomes, you might scare them off. Exactly. find it. There might just be a mum just wanting an extra 50 quid a month, not even a week. They might just want 50 quid a month just to take the kids out once a month, to treat, ice creams, and maybe to Blackpool or whatever. So the big incomes would scare them. Whereas somebody wanting, right, I want a business, I want to earn thousands of pounds a month, then no point going in with little pocket money type, you know, talking to them about the small. You need to go in with a marketing plan. So yeah, just finding out what they want and just be friendly and nice and normal.
Exactly, exactly, and it's you know what you're saying. I've heard it already from a couple of leaders. And that's what they say. You've got two ears and one mouth for a reason. So you should listen more and talk less. What actually the person wants. Rachel is saying, so proud of you, Vicky. She's a fantastic upline and supported me every step of my FM journey, even when my sponsor herself wasn't there. So excited for her return. Can't wait until she loses her tan, though, as I'll look pale next to her.
We've got lots of plans, me and Rach. We've got lots of to come up and down the country, and I'm so excited about coming back to the UK and just really setting FM rocking and rolling. We've got lots of stuff we're going to do. There's something really funny we're going to do, but it's a hush-hush between myself, Rachel, and Becky, Robert. So we're not, but you'll see the videos.
Fantastic, fantastic. Anne-Marie is saying, please thank everybody. These explanations make sense and will prove useful. And Heidi saying, it's lovely hearing from you, Vicky. You are such an inspiration. Thank you, hon. And I think we're going to let you go. Just the very last question, Christina is asking, do you know what the fragrance is in the Bee Glucan moisturizer? It is lovely and fresh.
Do I know?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think it smells Christmassy. I put it on my face and I feel Christmas, even though the sun's out, and I put it on in the morning, and it smells quite cinnamony. So I don't know exactly what's in it, but to me it reminds me of Christmas.
Well, let's just say it's a Christmas fragrance. Okay, yeah. Vicky, thank you very much for your time today. It is amazing that to have you on the call, and we can't wait to see you back in UK and getting your car ASAP.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye, Vicky. All right, guys, thank you very much for coming on the call. As always, have a fantastic week ahead, a productive, go out there, spread the word, take action, get those people, the FM in front of them. Even if I've been here for a couple of years, 9 people out of 10 that I meet out there, they've never heard of FM, they've never heard of our products, they've never heard of our business. So be the first one to tell them, otherwise, they will end up all in my team. So get out there, take massive action, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.